She's not just a rising star. She's a voice that stops you in your tracks. From posting raw, honest covers in her bedroom to capturing millions of hearts online, Kate Peytavin's journey is proof that authenticity still cuts through the noise. Behind the millions of streams and viral moments is a young woman navigating pressure, passion, and purpose in real time. If you've ever chased a dream or wondered what it takes to make that leap, this conversation will remind you why you started. This is more than an interview. It's a rare look at an artist on the brink of something extraordinary. Kate Peytavin, her truth, her journey, her voice. And this conversation is one you don't want to miss. This is Andro Mammo. Welcome to another episode of One-on-One with Andro Mammo. I have the incredible honor of going one-on-one with Kate Peytavin.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. This has been a conversation that I've wanted to have for quite some time. So I just want to get to know you and your story and your journey, just because I think that could help a lot of people.
Absolutely. So should we go like way back to like birth?
If you really want to, do you remember birth?
I don't remember it happening. I feel like I remember everything up until like being 8. But
Okay.
I started like doing musicals when I was really little, but I never like got lead roles or anything like that.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Okay.
So you grew up in Louisiana.
Yes.
So how would you say that growing up in Louisiana helped shape the artist that you are today?
I think Louisiana is a very like normal place to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I hear people are like from here, I'm like, that's so crazy to just like already be in the mix of things. And so I feel like I had that luxury of having a very, very normal childhood. So I feel like very grounded in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Early on, I mean, what age would you say that you first remember feeling musically inclined or having that bug of wanting to possibly pursue a career in the music space?
I feel like I've always had that, and I always knew that I wanted to do something in entertainment, but I just never thought that I could.
Okay.
Because I was always very like realistic with myself, which I feel like is not like your average case for a kid. Normally they're like, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut or this.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way I could ever do anything like that.
So was there a specific artist or artists that maybe like you saw that gave you that confidence to say, oh, maybe I want to try that?
I grew up with a lot of Katy Perry.
Okay.
And I remember seeing her do like the halftime show. And when she was on that big like lion and she was doing Roar. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. I wish I could do that.
I remember that.
But I was like, but I can't. And I never will.
So tell me, like, obviously you did the musicals, but what were some of the first things that you did that actually helped you get to where you are right now?
I started doing Zoom sessions. This was like peak COVID. And I had no idea how to really like make a song. And somebody like reached out to me saying that they heard like a cover of mine.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, do you like make your own songs? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. That's just like not for me. I could never do that. And he was like, well, I like set up like songwriting sessions for artists and stuff like that. And I'd love to like set you up with a writer. And so I started like making like these songs over Zooms with like writers that live here and producers. And it was just like, oh, whoa, it's this easy. And I get to call all the shots. And I was like, okay, I really love this. And then I came to LA and did like in-person sessions. And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Would you say that you always had like this confidence to your own ability? Or was that something that you've kind of had to gain over time?
Definitely had to gain, and I'm still gaining it.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, I just can't imagine that like not being a struggle where it's always like, you know, you kind of have to do everything on your own in a way. And so, yeah, I think it's something that you're always kind of questioning if it's like really cut out for you.
Let's talk about social media. Do you remember your first ever post on social media?
I've always been posting. I feel like there wasn't a time when I wasn't. Like as soon as I got like my first phone, I had Musically, I had like all of like the social media apps, YouTube. I posted my first YouTube video when I was like 8.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not really like, oh, this is the first video. But on YouTube, I posted me reenacting the 3 Little Pigs, and I was all 3 of the pigs, and I didn't know how to edit, and so it was
one woman show.
It was a one-woman show. It got maybe 11 views. So that was, not the best. And I remember sitting at the computer for like hours just watching like the views, thinking that this video was going to go viral, but it was absolutely not.
But it's those years that I think really show you that you really wanted this. So from that point, you start to post on social media more frequently.
Yes.
When did you realize that having a career as a musician, you could somehow make possible through social media?
I think I was obsessed with Justin Bieber, and there's this Justin Bieber movie that came out, and my mom got me like the DVD. And I remember in the movie they were talking about how he got like found through YouTube, and I remember like skinning my knee or something, and my mom was putting a Band-Aid on me, and I was like, Justin Bieber went like viral on YouTube. I was like, I think I could maybe do that. Who knows, whatever. And she was like, okay, and like didn't really listen to me. But I remember being like, whoa. Like, that's crazy that's how that happened. Like, I've never heard of that, like, happening before. So I think the Justin Bieber movie is what kind of put that.
That's amazing. I think it also speaks volumes about you, though, like, taking that chance willingly to say, you know what, Mom, like, I kind of want to try this.
Yeah.
So, would you say that your parents were supportive throughout this? Or was it more of something that you kind of had to work and then they're seeing, like, all of it pay off and they're like, okay, Kate, this is cool?
Yeah, absolutely supportive.
Good.
Like, there's been many times where I'm like coming to my mom and I'm like, I don't know if I'm like really like great in this aspect or if this will ever like happen for me. And I think I should just like do something normal, like go to like college or whatever and just try to like find myself in a way. And my mom was the one to say, I don't think you should really go to college. I think that would only hold you back and that you should start working for what you want right now. And that if you were in classes and stuff like that, you wouldn't have as much time to really like make the music that you want to make and the videos and stuff like that. So she's honestly more supportive of me than I am of myself, I'd say.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Would you say that, I mean, obviously you're still in the infancy of your career, but would you say that the music industry is everything that you expected it to be?
No, I thought that everybody was going to like walk around wearing suits and stuff like that, and that everybody was just like really like mean and everything. And then I like go into like a songwriting session and we're all in like sweatpants and stuff like that and joking around, and there's of course people that like try to screw you over and stuff like that, but that's just like
part of
a given. It's a part of it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more like laid back and like fun than I thought it would be.
I think it's very interesting though, like coming from social media, because for one, I feel like, okay, growing up, we used to see like these like Disney stars and they would be under the spotlight, right?
Yeah.
All these eyes, they're growing up in front of the spotlight. And in many ways, you kind of are too with social media. Do you like kind of having eyes on you at all times, even through these stages of kind of like finding yourself creatively?
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I've had a very gradual growth in that all eyes were not like on me at once, where it was like all of a sudden everybody's watching me. I've had a select like fans that have like followed me through everything, and it's never really felt too harsh. And so that's never really been something that I've ever had to worry about, I feel. I mean, I definitely look back at old videos and I'm like, that's so bad and I can't believe people are watching that, and that's really embarrassing. But it's never been a thing where it's like, oh my God, we're all watching you right now and it's super scary. Like, it just doesn't really cross my mind that much because it was never like one massive blow up moment for me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so social media, obviously, you started, this was a very prevalent part of your career and of your life. How would you approach social media at the start of your career versus how do you approach it today?
That's a great question, but I don't think I approach it that much differently. Okay. I feel like if I have an idea of something that I'm like, oh, that would be funny to post, or I want to just post that, I've always just done that. Yeah. And never really like thought about even like the consequences of it or what people would really think. So I don't think much has changed. It's just I don't know.
I think that's amazing, though. What do you think is the most overlooked aspect of the music industry?
I think it can be really hard whenever you're first starting out to not let like numbers kind of be in charge of like how you feel about yourself, because I think it's very easy to see something like not do well and think that's because I'm not good at what I'm doing. And so that took a bit of like learning on my end to just kind of like look past that and think about it as kind of like a long game instead of something that's like, oh, that's my worth. Can you repeat the question again? There's also something else that I wanted to say.
The most overlooked aspect of the music industry.
Okay, that's all I want to say.
Okay, good. How about social media? Is there anything that's overlooked on social media that you would say?
I feel like it's kind of the same thing where it's like this video didn't like do well, and it's really hard with like your worth and thinking like, oh, recently my views have been down, and so that means I'm falling off and that I need to go get a normal job.
I'm very glad that you brought that up though, because there's a lot of, I feel like people that may look at you and they say, okay, I want to take a similar route to Kate.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the life of a social media person is very intense, meaning eyes are constantly on you. You're constantly being compared to other creators. Did you have to gain a thick skin, or was that something that you think you just kind of like had?
I think, yeah, it was so much more hard. Like I was constantly worrying about when all of it would just end for me. And I think that just kind of like feeling that way for so long, now I'm just like, it's whatever. Like I'm done kind of just like worrying about that and what like the outcome will be, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. And so it took kind of like a really long time to get to that point of like thinking that way. So I guess, yeah, you kind of build it up over time.
It's very interesting. Social media is just one of those things that's so, it's just right in the forefront of everybody's life right now.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting that now people could take, you know, a video and you go viral and all these opportunities are presented to you, because like years ago, it wasn't really like that.
Right.
So what would you say has been your most defining moment thus far of your career?
Most defining moment? I don't know. I think, like I said, it's very weird. I have friends that have just like blown up like all at once, and it's like this is like their thing and that's what like they're known for. But I feel like I don't really have one of those moments. There's definitely been like really cool things that have happened where I'm like, oh wow, this is like great, and I kind of want to keep, you know, doing what I'm doing because of it. I put out a song called I Don't Feel Anything about a year ago. And then all of a sudden I get tagged by John Mayer, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. This has to be a glitch. And like, I had no idea that it was even happening, but he got on his podcast and he started talking about the song and that he really liked it. And I'm like, this guy is a legend and he knows that I exist. And
let's talk about that though. Okay. So when you realize that John Mayer is talking about you, what are you doing? Like, can you break that down? Like, what were you doing when you realized that this is happening?
Okay, so I was on my couch and then I'm like looking at like my tags and I see that John Mayer like tagged you and he was like, come on my podcast tonight, or his like radio show or something like that.
Yeah, the one on Sirius.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, and then he tagged some like artists, and I was one of the artists tagged. And so I sent it to my manager and I was like, hey, what's happening? Like he tagged me in this. And so she reached out to his manager and was like, what's going on here? And he was like, oh, John is like, he like selects like a few artists and like this kind of like gives them a little like shout out and like kind of introduces his fan base to like the songs that he's been listening to. And he's going to talk about your song. And so at that time I downloaded the app and was like waiting, screen recording for him to like talk about my song. And then he was like, all right, now I'm going to talk about Kate. And then he just started talking about me, and I had the whole thing screen recorded, and I was with my family and we were like, no way. Yeah. It was insane. And it was just like so random. Like I had no idea that it was happening.
Those are moments that truthfully you can't even dream of. Right. Because it's like those are things that just kind of like happen. But I really do believe that like you did so much work that led you there, and it must have felt so incredible to be recognized by an artist like John Mayer.
Absolutely. I think about it maybe once a day.
Really?
sometimes more.
Yeah, no, I mean, also because, for example, doing research for this, I watched one of your vlogs, and the vlog that I watched was your first performance in New York.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really special, just because, again, there's a lot of people that may see you and they may say, oh my gosh, I would love to do what she's doing, but they don't know how to do that. And I love how vulnerable and just real you are with your audience.
Thank you.
Would you say that in the social media world, there's a need for more authenticity?
Yeah. I mean, I can see how it's really hard to be authentic sometimes because, like you said, you have all these eyes on you and you're always wanting to say the wrong thing. And it's hard to let your walls down because people just kind of say what's on their mind. And that's really scary to have like, you know, all of these almost unwanted opinions just like sprung upon you. And so I think it's easier to just like not be authentic and to kind of have like your walls up and to act a certain way in fear of that. But I think it's really freeing when you kind of learn to let go of that. Yeah. And again, that's something that I kind of like learned how to do over time, to just like not care in a way. You have to like learn to not care, which sounds stupid, but it's very true.
Was that something that you would say that you learned in like theater early on?
I was, like I said, I was never cast, like I was never like a main role. I was really like villager number 8. Like I even also like, I auditioned for the school talent show in elementary school and did not get in.
Really?
Because I was just like.
What was your talent?
I was singing.
And they didn't
and I didn't get in. They're like, I was actually one of the few people that didn't get in. It's very hard not to get into the school talent show. And so they gave me a recorder and they're like, you can you can be the opener for the talent show. And I learned like the Batman theme song on the recorder, and they did that to make me not feel bad.
That's funny.
So I could like be a part of the show with everybody else. Wow. So yeah, I don't know. I was not, you know, peaking at that time for sure.
I think it's still very interesting though. It's still a great part of your journey.
Maybe.
So talking about getting on stage, the first time that you performed your own music on stage, what was that experience like?
It was really scary beforehand because I had no idea what to expect. I was like, you know, I've always been villager, no lines. And so to have to like get up, I'm like, I could totally not remember a single thing. I have no idea how I'm going to react to this. And whenever I got up on stage, I just like started talking. Normally you like start off with like a song and then you go into like talking. But I just like almost just wanted to like talk to everybody first and like say thank you. And then I like got into it. I was feeling really calm and I was almost like just overwhelmed with bliss and comfort, which was like not what I was expecting at all. I thought that I was going to do terrible. Yeah. And I was just like stressing about it like months in advance.
How'd you overcome though? So obviously, right before you went on stage, you're super nervous, but was there something that you did to help you ease the nerves?
I think it was the talking beforehand where I was just like, I literally said, hey guys, I don't think I'm supposed to be talking right now, but I just want to say thank you for watching my first show. I'm going to start singing now. And then I just kind of like laid it out there. And I don't know how to explain like the feeling, but it was just like not what I was expecting. Yeah. I thought that my mind was going to be blank and I was not going to know how to sing, like completely forgot how to sing.
It happens.
Does it?
Guess yourself, yeah. I mean, I do it all the time.
Do you?
Yeah. For sure. This is hard. I mean, it's a hard job.
Absolutely.
No, but like, I mean, let's talk about your musical evolution, because I think it's also something that's very interesting. Starting to write songs over Zoom and then finding your confidence, getting on stage. How would you describe your own musical evolution?
That's a great question. I feel like I'm still experimenting so much. I think that's the thing that's most important is experimenting and getting in the room with like a bunch of different people and really finding what you like. Because I was writing songs for maybe a year before I put out my first song because I didn't know what I wanted to say, like what I wanted my sound to be. And so I was constantly just giving like different references of songs that I liked. And I was like, you know, I like the drums from this song and I like this from this song and I wonder what it would be like if I did this. Until I finally got like that one song where I was like, okay, this is me. And I feel like this captures Kate and what I want to say. And so I just kind of, whenever I had that first song, I would go in and say, how can I kind of expand off of this to really like make a world for myself? And I did that. And then I started to get like new influences. And so my sound started to sound a bit different. And I really liked artists like Alanis Morissette from like the 90s and stuff like that. And so it just kind of like naturally evolves as you listen to more music and grow and change as a person, I think.
What would you say has been the biggest lesson that music has taught you?
I feel like authenticity. There's been a lot of people telling me you should do this, you should sound like this. And that's whenever I find that the work like the art that I put out is the worst, is whenever I have like feedback from other people saying, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Because it's just not you and it feels odd in a way. And like people can sense that. Whenever I'm like, you know, just kind of doing my own thing and like putting it out there, that's when I get the most positive reaction. I think we are insecure, and so we're constantly like listening to what people have to say and like almost like wanting like those different opinions, but that can kind of be the death of you.
Yeah. No, I'm so happy that you say that, just because again, that's something that I think catches a lot of people off guard when they enter an industry like this, where you are getting so many different opinions and you really don't know which opinions to take and which ones to kind of like avoid.
Yeah.
For you, would you say that it was easier for you to kind of like listen to yourself and say, you know what, I don't really like what they're saying, I'm still gonna be Kate?
I think I was taking everything that they were saying because I was insecure, and I was like, I don't know anything about this industry or what it's like to be an artist. And there's a lot of like, oh, I did this with this person and name dropping, and it's like, okay, this person's more important than me, so I'm going to listen to what they have to say. But I also deep down knew that I wasn't happy with what I was making and that it felt wrong. And so it was a lot of feeling like conflicted in a way, and like, oh, I wish there was just like a right answer, but there's not. And that's one of the hardest things about being an artist, is that there's not like, oh, you do this and then you do that and then you do this and then this will happen for you. And it's just not that way at all. And so it can get really confusing.
Has the dream ever felt impossible to achieve?
Yes. Yes, but also I think always in the back of your mind, you're thinking, will this ever happen? And like, what's the future going to be like? Because there's lots of stuff kind of in the air. And so I've never really thought about that. Like I try to tell myself, like, don't think about the future, but you kind of have to, but I'm still telling myself not to, and just focus on making like what you want to make in the moment and kind of taking it day by day is what I have to tell myself. So I try not to think about that and just think, how can I just further what I'm doing each day?
Yeah, no, I think that's very important. So how do you approach songwriting? Like, what's your process like?
It's always different. I'm not one of those people where it's like, this is how it starts out. And I like to work with like a lot of different collaborators, because I think, you know, everybody's minds are different, and it's always like cool to like see where, like, just bounce ideas off of somebody that kind of has a different perspective from you. And so it depends on like the person that I'm with. If I'm on my own, normally I'm just like mumbling random things, and sometimes I'll say something like, oh, that's a line. And then I'll kind of build stuff around that. But a lot of times I like to start off with just like chords and like what chord progression feels nice. And then a lot of times that will like provoke a feeling where it's like, okay, in this song, I feel confused. And so I'm going to write something that I'm really confused about at the moment. And so I am normally like humming melodies and also saying like jibber jabber at the same exact time. And then I just kind of start writing more and more. And then it just eventually kind of turns into a song. Wow. There's been I've started it off with just like coming in with a line, and then we build the track around that. So it's honestly always changing. Just depends on the day, who I'm with.
I feel like as an artist, like your own songs they probably all mean so much to you, but is there a song that means the most to you that would be your quote unquote favorite?
Most to me, that would be my favorite. I always think about I Don't Feel Anything. I feel like that song, something that I was like most excited about, because I don't think I've ever resonated with something more. And it also feels like it's saying something that not a lot of songs say, because something I've noticed is that we're always like writing about how much we're feeling. And it's like, this is like so intense that I'm feeling this way. And that's why I'm putting it into song form. But with I Don't Feel Anything, it's the opposite, where it's like, I'm talking about how I'm not feeling anything. And it's just not normal. That's not a story that people are normally telling with music. And so it felt very, very unique to me. It also felt like maybe other people can relate to this that haven't been able to really relate to it. Maybe I felt alone before, because I can't think of like any other song where it's like, I don't feel anything right now.
Yeah.
except for that one. And so I remember being really excited to put that one out, and like the visuals around it too were very exciting. So
has there been a song that you put out that you didn't know what the reaction might be like, but it actually ended up surprising you?
I Don't Feel Anything.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever I make something, I always expect for it to do horribly, I think, as a defense mechanism. And so whenever it was getting noticed by people like John Mayer, and then I put out a music video, and then the music video did really well, and I was not expecting that at all.
It's a cool music video too.
Thank you. Thank you. And so that really caught me by surprise, because like I said, I'm always expecting the worst, and the worst did not happen. And
speaking about the music video, again, that's another thing that I think a lot of people overlook. The process of making a music video is so demanding and long, and it's like a whole process. Like, I don't think people realize that you're actually filming this video sometimes for days, but also like a full day. It's like a real production.
Yeah.
Was that something that surprised you?
I loved making it.
Really?
It was all of those things where it was like we wrapped at 4 a.m. And I was also doing 2 music videos in 2 days. Because I had this other song, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do my first ever music videos, and I'm going to try to make it as fast as possible in a very little amount of time. But I was so upset when like we were finished filming, because it was almost like therapeutic in a way, getting to like act out these like songs, and like, because it's just like, oh, you're singing them and you're posting videos of you singing them on TikTok, but I got to create like everything, like the outfits that I was wearing, and I got to like tell a story in a completely different way. And I also really like the whole team, like we're all like working together towards this, and it's like we all got along really well, and it's just like I've always really liked like teamwork in that sense. This was like huge teamwork to try to get 2 music videos done in 2 days.
No, I applaud you guys. Those the videos look incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, 5 years, perfect world. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm touring. I want to have my first headline show. I want to go to Italy. I haven't really left the country.
Really?
Really, yeah. Except for when I was like 8 and my dad won a work trip to the Bahamas.
Okay. All right.
And that was a lot of fun. But I have a lot of exploring to do. And so I want to go to Italy, just travel the world, and just kind of have like a really strong like fan base and stuff like that, and have people like really like listening and caring and coming to my shows. Because performing live, I think, has always been the thing that's like stood out to me most about being an artist, where it's like, I really want to do that. And so I'm very excited to like do my first, I'm going on tour, but I'm like an opener right now, which is
amazing.
Cool.
That's
and
so
really
cool.
Fun.
Yeah.
So excited. But I think it would be so fun to do like my own headline, and also get to have like an opener and stuff
It'll
like
happen.
that.
It'll happen.
Yes.
Speaking about fan support, what does that fan support mean to you?
It means everything.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it, as a developing artist, it feels like, are people really listening? And so those like few fans that show up like every single time and always have something to say is just like the most encouraging ever. Like, it's the sweetest thing to like hear, this is my favorite line, or if somebody makes like a video to my song, if they like post a picture and then they have like the song over it, I'm like, wow, they could have picked any song and they picked my song. Like, that's really so cool.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling.
It makes me so happy. It's really cool to see somebody of a similar age, like really kind of making strides and paving their own path. Like, again, that's another reason why I wanted to talk to you so much, because it really takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there, I think, in social media, and then to the degree that you have. But then also saying, you know what, this is cool, but I want to be a musician. And then taking those steps actively. Again, it's something that not a lot of people, I think, are willing to do. But it speaks volumes about you. And I think your career is just going to continue to evolve incredibly. So I'm very excited for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Where can people find you?
I'm on all social medias. I'm even on Discord. I'm on YouTube, Snapchat. I don't post on Snapchat, but I need to be posting on Snapchat. TikTok, Instagram, and it's all just my name, Kate Peytavin, except it's spelled really weird. Peytavin. Even though it's pronounced Peytavin, it's spelled Peytavin.
There you go.
There you go.
Don't misspell it. But I'd like to wrap these up with, so I want to give you some flowers. Tell me, like, hypothetically.
Oh, you got me excited. I really like, can I bring that home with me?
Yeah, you can take this one.
I got so excited. Did you
my
see
bad.
my
I
face?
literally did. I was like, damn, we really should have got some flowers. But what is something hard or difficult that you've done in the last 6 months that you want to give yourself flowers for?
Okay. Something hard and difficult that I've done in the last 6 months is perform live. Because I literally was thinking, like, am I ever going to be able to do that? Because I was so scared of how I was going to react. And I think that was very hard. And I'm proud of myself for doing that.
Yeah.
And then you said something that's good that I'm proud of that I did in the last 6 months.
Absolutely.
Wait, what I just said was the proud part.
Yeah.
So I need to say something that I did bad? Wait, I'm
something.
Can you start from the beginning? Because whenever I heard flowers, I just my
bad. I feel so bad that we didn't get flowers.
It's okay.
Something
so
that
sorry.
No, it's okay. Something hard or difficult that you've done in the last 6 months that you want to give yourself flowers for.
Oh, I said it. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a rose and thorn type situation.
But you know what? Give us something good that you've.
That was the good thing. I needed something that I did bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Something that I did bad was I scraped my car.
Really?
Yeah.
Bad?
Badly. And the thing is, I don't remember doing it. I just got out one day and I was like, wow, I scraped my car.
Dang.
So that's the bad thing.
That's
that I'm not proud of myself.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's very heartbreaking.
Okay, so to wrap this up, what is the best piece of advice you can give to somebody that wants to be in a position like you, that wants to be an artist, but maybe they don't have the confidence, maybe they don't have the support?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best piece of advice you can impart to them on their journey?
I think it's very easy to let people's opinions affect, what you want to do. And it's very easy to question yourself and think, is this really good enough? And I think as long as you stay true to like what you want to do in your vision, you're there. Like as long as you do that thing, I think it's going to be always something that you're thinking about. Like, what if I did this? What if I did this? So I think it's just important to kind of just like be 100% yourself in doing what you want to do, and not letting people, really affect that, because I think it'll really get to you if you don't pursue like what you have your mind on. So I'd say that.
I agree.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Of course. Thank you so much for
time.
having me. You're great.
Thank you. All right. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.